Yeah. Stand up, no video. You come here for a business. You are not into video. Stand up. Oh! Guys. Oh my God. Bro, nice meeting you. You are in for here, I be you are doing the barber. You are him. Your name? Emmanuel. Your name?
Habib.
No video, yes. You will video, everything will tire you, no worry. Emmanuel, you? Eh?
Ademola.
Is this how you want to be a camera? You are not sharp, oh.
Ademola.
Don't worry, Ademola. Tamilari. You find you. Hey. Fine boy, you have been discovered. Omotolani danger. You. Nkechi. Which kind of name be that? I will also call you behind the camera. I will be sweating. Your name? Bisola. You? Shegun Johnson. You? Damilari. Adams. You guys see get beer. On a whole pass me. On a go injure me. Oh. I don't go feel misbehave. Guys, I'm afraid of these doodles. No, you don't. Do you know the meaning of doodles? Dudes. You are correcting ones who employed you. You are failed. Make this one your go sit down. Yes. No, this is what I'm talking about. No, I said doodles. You are.
All right. Okay. So what we have there is the video of Peller, who said he would be needing master degree holders to hold his camera. And I think that's what we are here to discuss today. I have Mr. Sheriff Alao, we've had Abu Sal, and now we've had one other person who should be joining us as well. So the request by Peller generated controversies. Some were of the opinion that he had done nothing wrong. Of course, Nigerians leave Nigeria to take up funny jobs or jobs they would not naturally do in Nigeria. So they go to the West and then they take up those jobs. So the value of education, like regardless of what a master degree holder is, like his physics passing through, or regardless of the economic situation, maybe they think that an average master degree holder should be dignified and not set themselves up for humiliation in court. So is it humiliation? Is it dignified or not? So I think that's what we are here to discuss. So let's start introducing one another. Okay, why don't we start, Mr. Sharif Alao? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing this wonderful opportunity to air our opinion on the current issue between, let me say Pella, but not necessarily Pella. This is the perspective of the contemporary society about the value of the Nigerian higher education system. Um, the education system has been regarded as nothing short of condemnation, and that is why that the average Nigerians make ridicule of those educated population, because they believe even with our curriculum there is nothing to write home about. So thank you for bringing this opportunity, and I am by name Sherif Alao. I am an educational administrator before leaving Nigeria, and currently I just graduated from a master's degree in higher education and student affairs at the University of Vermont in the US. Thank you for having me today.
Okay, well, Ashraf, you don't need introduction, but you can just introduce yourself and the side of the arguments you'll be taking.
Well, my name is Ashraf, and I'm a technologist in Nile University of Nigeria uh, here in Abuja. So, why am I saying this? Is because uh, I have seen what Nigerian education is like, what we are dishing out as a country to our labor force. So, Peller, which I always see as a clown. Now, there are two different kind of clowns. We have somebody like Mr. Bean, Now, for Mr. Bean, he's a clown, but he's a very, very intelligent human being. A very, very intelligent human being. If you know how to study people, then you know that somebody that is not saying anything and is making the whole world laugh for decades is not just trying his hand and speaking retarded accents. So now we have somebody now that is I do not measure his IQ, but for Nigeria now, your IQ does not determine how far you can go here. In fact, your IQ might be a stumbling block for you because a lot of us we love clowns. We want to be laughing and laughing. They will say that we want to look away from our problems, where some other countries are tackling their problems. We are engaging in looking away from them. So I think I will stop here now.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I think checkers has gone. Probably they are dealing with network issues, so we are going to wait for them to be back. All right. So to start with, talking about the idea of someone saying they want a master degree holder to apply for the role of holding camera. What does Mr. Sherry think about that?
Okay, sorry. I think there's this Yoruba adage that says "Bí onígbá bá ṣe pé gbá ẹ̀ la ṣe bá a wín" or something like that. Um,
Okay.
I think we have ridiculed our educational system, um, to the point that I think right from the onset, Pella was, in for content creation. And it is not even about Pella, it's about the general society. As I said the other time, people have a way of trying to ridicule those who had gone to school. Gone are the days when those who had gone to the university, to colleges, are being held in high esteem, in the society. Um, but right now, I think there is a form of jealousy and hate, against those who had gone to school. That those who had gone to be an apprentice, who had learned a particular trade, but they are doing well financially, have a way of aiming a dig at those who are educated, because
Hmm.
those who are educated, had gone to schools, could not secure job opportunities. And why are they not securing job opportunities? We have to look at what is the nature of the Nigerian educational curriculum. What are we teaching? What is the relevance of the Nigerian, curriculum to what is obtainable in the contemporary society? So in all of these things, I think for Pella to have asked for a master's degree holder, to be a cameraman holder, like he's not even asking for someone who have a diploma, who is a professional with handling camera. So it's not about someone who is an expert in that field. He's asking master's degree holder to submit their application. So he's in for a content creation. He's in for ridiculing, saying, wanting to prove something, just like the mainstream society would do. Like, okay, you said I'm not educated, but today I want to tell you that I want to, you know, I want to admit a lot of graduates, to be working for me. That is to tell you that even if you're educated, as an uneducated person, I can bring you on board, to be working for me. And that is one, content creation; two, ridiculing our educational system, which is very, very, very bad today. So that is, I will stop at that for now. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sharif Alao. Listening to your perspective regarding whatever could have been Pella's disposition or the intent behind a so-called show, I think that makes sense, and thank you. Ash, so what do you think would have motivated what's it called, Pella's action, and what do you think about that?
Well, we are supposed to have a man called Mr. Ben here, which has always been an advocate of things that are wrong in the educational system. But unfortunately, we are not able to have him here. And he has written on this at different level. And he said something that the envy starts from when you are in school and somebody is brilliant and somebody is not, and
Mm-hmm.
then they will come for you. You know, when you are looking at when we are in school, then we always think that those ones that are brilliant will be the one that will make it, and our teachers are always pushing this to us, like "Bataya dun koko katoba way." So, so now this has already started from there, and if you actually look at some of our musicians, all these rascals, hooligans, they will always make a point that my teacher said I won't do this. Now I'm making what you are making in a year, in a day, and things like that have been coming out. Now, my own problem is now. Let me make reference to another article that I wrote by an educationist. Now, she was very bitter about this, and I can't remember everything that she talked about, but the point is that she was telling Peller that, look, the TikTok that made you rich was made by people that went to school. And so you should know that if not for people that went to school, then you can be nobody. Now, my own argument is with the educational system. In Nigeria here, which one of those things that Ben used to talk about also, I think he made another post that he said that uh, who do you think you are when somebody that have not been to school is making 500k? So then that's not the way he puts it. That's not the way he puts it. So, but that's the idea. So now we are dealing with delusion of grandeur as people. We Our education do not pass significance in us. It only pass down ego. Now
Okay,
this is not the that.
Mr. Ash,
Mhm.
1 second. Before we go into the educational system in Nigeria, I think we should
Okay.
just sort out the intent of Pella himself. I think we just start there. So, like Mr.
No,
Sharif Alao Adam said, so he thinks it just boils down to an attempt to, like, humiliate and, massage his ego, or and all that,
yes,
according to
yes,
Mr. Sharif.
yes. The intent is clear. Probably he looked around and found out that things are not going so well for him. Then he pulled a trick that a lot of people have been thinking about, or they were just like minding their own business. So, and he was able to pull that trick, and it went viral. For him, he makes more money. So now the intent is clear, and that intent, I think I have written this before, that there was this time when I was when I started discovering how decay our education is, and one of the things I wanted to do is something like he want to do also. He did something like he did. So I wanted to create a short, no, actually it's a long movie of somebody that actually dropped out, or a Yahoo boy that was able to create a university and is looking for his own lecturers to employ them. If they do not agree, you go and find somebody that is more powerful than them and put them there. So that was my idea. The intent is to make sure that let us know how messed up the whole thing is. The education might not guarantee you success, but it's supposed to take you somewhere.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Now, I think Mr. Ash and Mr. Sharif, you have shared an interesting perspective. And Mr. Ash, I think not less than 5 people are trying to join, so they keep going off. I think maybe some are having issues with joining the Discourse, so you probably just want to spare a second to reach out to them. All right. Now, coming back to what you and Mr. Sharif shared, I mean, that's interesting. But what I'm also looking at is this. Now, why don't we even look at this perspective? Now, there could be a context where all Peller could just think about was to just create content. Maybe, I mean, is I for me now, when it comes to Peller, I don't actually know what he does other than shouting. Exactly. Other than shouting. So maybe that was his usual content that he creates. The reason why I'm saying this is that, for example, if you are thinking maybe now, look at the example you gave. Someone didn't go to school, he got money, he wants to build a university, right? And then he probably even is employing his teachers. And probably is even trying to even drive home a point that, you know what, see how messed up the system is. Was Peller even, or does he even have the intellect to even drive home a point? That's one thing. Or he's just being his regular, hilarious, irrational self. I mean, that is just one thing I'm throwing out there for those who will be watching this video later on. All right. You can also speak on that by the time I hand over the microphone. I think we should also move on to those who went for the interview. Now, if you asked me, I must have known that, okay, fine, this guy just wanted to just humiliate people. Of course, yeah, there's this envy that comes. If you're a bright student in the class, there are some dollars, some children who are not that good academically, and they hate you for it. And if they get successful financially before you are in the soup. Exactly. So for someone like me, I could have known that, oh, this must have been what was playing out. Peller must have had his classmates at a point, and obviously is most likely doing well financially, more than, even let's say, more than all of those his colleagues. So that could be a part of it. But then, how about these master degree holders, whether they are master degree holders or not? How about those who went for the interview? Now, we could blame Peller. We could all come to an agreement that Peller had the motive to humiliate, to disgrace, or to make a jest of the educational system. All right. How about those who went? Are they blameworthy? Have they done something wrong? Can we paint scenarios where if you find yourself in that same shoe, you probably would have done the same thing they did? Um, I think we start with Mr. Sheriff on this.
Okay, thank you. Honestly, I'm not going to blame Peller. I'm not going to blame Peller. Because I just told you, it is not even about Peller. Peller was able to pull that stunt on the public because he has got that platform, he has got the crowd. And that is why the message was able to spread across, and went viral on the internet. An average Nigerians who are not educated, and even for those who are educated, Mr. Ashraf just talked about, even within the class, you know, there is this beef, there is this envy. And again, that explains to you why so many graduates of institutions are not having a reunion, because each time each of these classmates are coming to oppress themselves. For those who are working with shelf, they want to oppress those who are yet to secure a job, right? That is the major problem. So do not let us zoom in on Peller, right? Even then, how are we sure that those who had gone for the interview are really graduate, master's degree holder of universities in Nigeria? That's not even what I am into. But the point here is this: I would equally want to blame those who have gone, because they know Peller who he is. They know how saucy he is. They know how he talks on the TikTok, right? As an individual, I wouldn't want to go, to that kind of an interview, right? You may want to call it a pride. I knew when I was back in Nigeria, and Ashraf and I worked in the same organization. I started earning 20,000 naira even as a master's degree holder, but I was making meaningful impact. Now, why should we now focus our attention on equating the value that we are going to give based on our monetary value that will come into my pocket? I'm not saying that we should not go for money, right? But as an individual, I know who Peller is. I know Peller is going to make mockery of me. I know Peller is going to talk down on me. Why should I go there? And again, that speaks to lack of confidence inherent in the Nigerian graduate of tertiary institutions. That it is not about education cannot be seen and should not be seen as an end in
Nigerian
itself,
of
but a
tertiary
means to an end, right? But
that
people
it
are seeing education as an end in itself, and that is creating a lot of problem. While in school, what are we doing to add value to ourselves, to be able to make meaningful impact, on the society and on ourselves? What other job opportunities are we looking at to? We are talking about graduate. Ask those who had gone for the interview. How many of them had a LinkedIn account that speak to their professional profile? How many of them had a profile on Indeed, on Glassdoor, that they could secure a remote job opportunities? All of these things are what the Nigerian graduates are not doing. And I'm not also blaming them. I should blame the university itself, the university system. How many of our university has a career center that helps to, integrate, the graduating students into the workforce, how to write their CV, how to write their resume, right? How to write all of these application materials, job materials. None of these universities have one, and that is a big, big problem to us as university in Nigeria and as graduate of different tertiary institutions in Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, okay. Thank you, Mr. Sheriff. Though I didn't hear the later part uh of your presentation, but definitely we'll find that
Yeah, I was only trying to say that I I won't blame Pella actually. I will blame the Nigerian graduates who had always think that education is an end in itself, who are not working so hard to add value in terms of skill acquisition to themselves. Instead of seeing education as a means to an end, they are seeing it as an end in itself. At the same time, I'm going to blame our university system who do not create career centers to help graduating students from different universities to look at how to secure job opportunities, how to open a LinkedIn account, how to create account on this, how to create professional profile to attract, job opportunities. If that is the case, maybe we wouldn't have a master's degree holder, ridiculing themselves to attend an interview that you do not even need a BSc holder to hold or handle a camera. Yeah, that's my point.
oh, okay. So, Mr. Sheriff, are you suggesting that you are sure that there could have been no master degree holders there? Is that your point?
Well, that is actually not my point. I don't know these individuals, right? But I'm saying it is not impossible that Pella had actually brought all of these people together for content creation, right? They might not even be a master's degree holder, but even then, let us assume that they are, you know, master's degree holder. That means the university had failed them. They are also failed themselves because they lack that, confidence, and at the same time the university that they graduated from. So this is my message, and not because if Fela had called them and nobody showed up, right, we would not have
Mhm.
the cause to be discussing, have this conversation in the first place. Thank you.
So okay, fine. Thank you so very much, Mr. Sherry. So now my point there now is this. Now it is going to be a very different conversation if we know that actual master degree holders went there for that interview, and if maybe Pella just put up a show and no master degree holders was there. If we had master degree holders there, we can actually start talking about the state of the education in Nigeria. Not just about, we can just dismiss Pella like maybe, well, Pella is just being Pella. So you can't stop Pella from being Pella.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. But then if we've had master students there, so we can start talking about, what could have led a master degree holders, to that kind of interview. But if we are suggesting that maybe Pella was maybe just put up a show and we can't even establish if actual master degree holders went there. So that means we cannot necessarily start even talking about the state of education in Nigeria. Why? Because of the premise. Okay, we have one superb Adetunji, Mr. Superb Adetunji. Okay, good. So the reason why is that if no master degree holders individual was there, so that means the premise of our discussion will be based on Peller being Peller.
Yeah,
We for okay. The basis of our discussion, the premise will be on Peller being Peller, which is a very ridiculous premise. But if we are coming to an agreement that there could be master degree holders there, or we can even draw a situation, maybe if a master degree holder could have been there, what could have led an average master degree holder to just go to that kind of
yeah,
interview? So that was why I
yeah.
asked
Let me let me quickly chip in this, right?
okay.
Just like I told you, I am not sure, but that doesn't mean that we would not have a situation where a master's degree holder could have gone there. And I will create a scenario for you. When I was doing my master's degree at Obafemi Awolowo University, there was a roommate of mine who was actually working, at a cafeteria at Obafemi Awolowo University as a master's degree student. He was working with forks and fingers. Anyone who is aware of OAU would understand is at the SUB block, at Obafemi Awolowo University. And when I asked him, how much are they going to be paying you on a monthly basis? He said 3,000 naira. But most importantly, I
Okay.
am quoting him now. Most importantly, I will be eating my breakfast and dinner right there. Ṣé
Okay.
mọ̀ wípé tóúnjẹ bá ti kúrò nínú iṣẹ́ ti bùṣe, mo kàn mí orí ni.
Mm,
Like a
okay.
master's degree holder saying that he's going to be earning, I'm talking about 2017 scenario, right?
All
He's
right.
going to be earning 3,000 naira and he's going to be getting morning and
Okay.
night food. So that is a sorry case. We're not just talking, it is happening everywhere. It is actually not
Mm,
only about Pella. And that is why I created the first scenario that it is just a mainstream society thing, that is the state of our educational system. It has been ridiculed
okay.
to such a matter. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Thank you
it's
so much.
interesting.
Okay, we have. Why don't we quickly introduce Mr. Superb Adetunji? Superb Adetunji, can you hear me? Okay. I don't think he can hear me. We're pending when it comes. Yeah. Okay, Ash, you're saying something?
It's interesting that you assume that those people are not master's degree holder. The only scenario that I can think they might not be master's degree holder is that the master degree holder came, then Pella sent them back, then represent them with some clowns. Now
Oh,
you are
okay.
talking about Nigeria when a old man is running after Maggie that is distributed for free. You are talking about Nigeria. Do you know how many people have masters just because they think that next move is going to give them something? There's nothing like masters again. It's just PhD now. Even masters is it does not carry weight in the university that it used to be. So it's just PhD. And I don't know. I couldn't confirm this. I think there was this time that the Dangote was looking for driver, and the man that had PhD got the job. That is how bad it is.
Okay.
I am very sure that if he calls PhD holder, they will show up. You don't have job. You have children in your house. Even if you don't have children, somebody wants to give you 500. Do you know what the average Nigeria is making in a month?
Hmm.
Our minimum is 70,000. What will you use 70,000 to do? Now, this 70,000 is still great. Some people, just like he said, that they said they will be paying him 3,000, and they will be kúrò nínú ìṣẹ́bùṣe. See how he
Yeah.
justify ridiculing himself. And these are people that are hungry. What are you talking about? There's nothing like. I am very sure that those people have the only thing that looks not very clear is that they look very young. They look young. So we do not see anybody. Let's just say that
Those that went for the interview, right?
yes. And I
Okay.
don't expect somebody that is old that will be following Peller. So I know that if I ask my mom now that do you know Peller, he did not. If I ask my elder brother that do you know Peller, he did not. They don't have anything to do with that kind of person. So there's this young demography that are following him, and they are going to get the message, and they are going to show up for the message. A lot of people are getting masters. So I am sure if nothing else turn the scenario around, I am sure those guys have the masters. Now, the question of if you will not show up, if you will not show up, that is my job. And somebody is calling for me to come and work with them. He might ridicule me, he might not, I don't know. But I just have to show up. He's trying to give job. So and I'm hungry. I have to highlight that fact that I'm terribly hungry. And I have to show up in that job, and that's it. That's at some level, ego will go away. It's only person that is eating
Okay.
and live.
So what, Mr. Ash, what is the average salary of a master degree holder? I don't know if you know. I mean,
There's nothing like
the
that
average
now. If you
salary,
show
let's say.
up, if you
Yeah, I mean,
show up,
let's say the
and
university, for example.
there's no job now. There's no job. It is what it is what you back in. If they say that
What is an
uh
average lecturer salary? What is an average lecturer salary?
the average lecturer salary probably like 150, let's say 150 to
Hmm.
let's say
So
120,
okay,
150.
now let's say the average salary of a lecturer is 200,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what if maybe Peller saw the situation of the country and was like, oh, look at educated people, people who spend their money and time to go to the universities. Now they don't have jobs. Let me pay them 500,000 naira per month. So what is the problem? Is the problem Peller's conduct, like Peller being Peller? Like if maybe I had a job and the role was for, like people hold my camera, for example, and I look at, you know what, I want master degree holders, and I'm paying them 500,000 naira that even jobs are not paying them. Would that have generated less controversy compared to the one Peller's generated?
There is always insult in this because as a matter of fact, nobody is teaching how to carry camera in master's degree.
That's the
Are we
point.
saying so? So now the problem is not the job. The problem is the motive, the intent to insult.
The intent
Yes,
to
there is intent
humiliate.
to
That's the
insult.
point.
There's
That's the
intent to
point
insult.
here.
And so, do we think the Nigerian educational system now sets these people up for humiliation? That if probably it had been better, someone like Pella, even if he wants to be Pella, it would not have been towards that direction.
Um, can I come in?
Yes, please do.
Yes.
Thank you.
First, let me say that I have my background in history and international relations, and I have
Okay.
my master's in diplomatic history, both from Obafemi Awolowo University. And
Great.
I know a couple of my friends are not necessarily pursuing where would even a historian work except to become a lecturer if you have your PhD,
Mhm.
right? There is no particular company that is hiring, historian except you want to teach in the secondary school. You go and teach history, government, blah blah blah, or you want to go to PhD level and become a lecturer, right? So, but then this is what I've been saying about the Nigerian higher education system. The curriculum is so poor, and the Nigerian students too, are not looking at the bigger picture, right? But as I speak with you, most of my sets, most of them are probably either in the US and then the US Army. Some of them, I have a friend of mine who has done anatomy, you know, from history to anatomy in the US, right? So I have a friend of mine who is doing a PhD at I think Georgia State University. So a couple of them like that. People trying to, see how they can better their lives. Not necessarily relying on Nigerian government. We cannot continue to be blaming government, to be blaming university, and not find a lasting solution to our problems ourselves. Just like I said all the time, education in Nigeria particularly is not just, for you to gain affluence or wealth. It is for you to be able to position yourself, adequately. This degree that I've brought out of the university, how can I leverage on it to, make a meaningful impact to myself and my community? Right? So these are things that should be at the mindset of the Nigerian, but they are not thinking like that. They're always thinking like,
Okay.
okay, once I am graduate, even go and look at those who had graduated from that master's degree. Are they really interested in going for that master's degree? It is because they couldn't secure a job. Oh, my taking
Really?
do not let me be
Mm-hmm.
wasting my time. Instead of being at home, let me go and do my masters. Right? And once they are done with their masters, they are still back into the society looking for job. There's no such job. Why are you not having a thorough reflection of what you can do beyond this certificate of a thing? Like, you are going to hold camera for Peller. In the first place, you don't need a master's degree. I said the other time, you don't even need a BSc to hold the camera. It's just a technical skill that even a senior secondary school holder can actually do. But Peller only wants to prove out a point. I'm not educated, but I will tell you, I would recruit master's degree holder to be holding my camera. So we'll be using that one thing to brag around. So that is what his interest is all about. So it is not left for those people, and that is why they lack critical thinking. Why should I, as a master's degree holder, go to Peller, for job, right? Mr. Ashraf talk about people are hungry, right? So are we saying that for how many years they have graduated, are they working with rags? Are they not eating? They are eating. Not Peller's job will give them. What gave them the assurance? Why couldn't they reflect that without Peller's job, they can even become someone better than Peller? Why not creating content, meaningful content, based on education, based on their field, and make meaningful impact instead of going to Peller to hold camera for Peller? Most of these Nigerian youths, just like President Muhammadu Buhari had said earlier, most of us are lazy. We are lazy youth that could not think beyond sitting down and expect manners to fall from heaven. I'll stop at that for now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sharif. We have who is A? Can he hear us? Is A here? Can you hear us? You can open your mic. Pending when he does that, Ash, do you have anything to say about what Mr. Sharif has said?
Well,
But before you
this
say
will
that, let
be
me. Okay, okay, yeah.
this will be strange to everyone. I think there's one thing I've always tried to tell us. There's one thing we have always tried to tell us. Now, then tell me if I'm wrong. Is the educational sector supposed to build our workforce or not? It has a very major role in building our workforce. You already said that our curriculum is weak. Now, let's look at the psychology of this one. When you are young, they tell you that go for education, your future will be bright. You have heard all those songs, Bataria, Dukoko, all those things. You've heard them that if you are able to pass your exam, and this passing of exam, your parents, if some people die because they cannot pass the exam, we've listened to, we've heard that. Knowing, not knowing, what will I even call it? You died because you did not pass exam, and you still could not see that where you are going, there is no even job for you. It is probably hunger that's supposed to kill you instead of suicide. So now the educational sector has conditioned us. We have this ego that I cannot do this. You cannot be packing charcoal. You cannot be going for farming. There are all those things that they've passed down to us because we have been to school. That one is there. Before hunger now strike, before you now start seeing Peller, that you now go and jump on, well, it is 500k. It's not even 50,000. So when my Oga said that Is it not that they are eating? You do you know how the mentality of an average Nigerian now? Everybody wants to do less and get 500k. Nobody really wants to work. So that is what is blasting into our head. And if you keep hearing stupid stuff, it's going to condition you. So we have a society that is conditioning people. Then we have a school that has conditioned people also. Now, all these are lecturers. I have been around in some universities, and students will come to me, and the students will say that, this person said that I can. Some supervisors said that I can submit soft copy, but my supervisor said it's only hard copy. These students will be going up and down, ruining their money, going up and down, ruining their money. Now, when they graduate, what they've went through, harassment, uh, passing examination, all those unnecessary things that doesn't amount to anything. It is what is called education in their head. So they now say that, okay, I'm here now. What does the environment have for me? It will take some time before these people realize that probably they've not really learned a lot. Okay, you said that now, that if not, the way you are saying it, my Oga, you do not know that you are very, very smart. You said, well, with 20,000, you are making impact. How many of these clowns can do that? So they cannot think. And every Nigerian is always messed up with all this ulabalu, what is going on online. People cannot really think. They don't have purpose for life. They don't have purpose. The school has not established purpose in them. So when we get out of this place, then it becomes a problem. Now, let me look at something. Now, there was this professor that came and told a group of students that now the university system will only do this for you, but will not find job for you. But it will not do this, will not do this for you. You have to go and look for this one, just like you said. And everybody is clapping for him. My own question is, why am I paying you? Tell me exactly why I'm in school when I cannot get 50% assurance that something. Tell me why not? Why can't I go and learn mechanic instead of wasting 4 years of indoctrination, 5 years, 6 years of strike and stuff like that? For 4 years, they are indoctrinating you. So why not? Why can't we have an education that is? Thank God you are in the United States. Will you say that you get out of the system and you are lost? Will you say that, okay, historian, and at the secondary school level, they already cancelled that? So, and you are in university, you are still studying it. You get out of the university, you have wasted 4 years. The only thing you can do is to go for another school, and you have to go for a real school now, because you can't go back to recycle a useless education again. So this is what I'm saying. We have to do a lot, and it have to start within the school. The school have to understand that. Don't tell us that gone are those days when they are. Does it have to be gone at those days? We are in a system. Let's say only 10 to 20% are leaders, are real leaders, are born leaders. Every other person, they have IQ deficiency. What do you expect from them? So we've been having atrocities up here and there. People try to do. You see what people are doing online. People trying to go naked. All these things. We know that it's dumb. We know that it's stupid. But what these people have been to school. How can you come out and be somebody like that? So that's what I'm saying. So when that lecturer that was responding to Peller said that this TikTok that you are holding is done is it was built by somebody that is educated. My question that I posted is that why can't Nigerian do that also? Well, if we do that now, probably we can ban him and say that you are messing with the head of our populace. We cannot. We are not able to do something like that. TikTok algorithm is so addictive, so crazy that people cannot. It's not a small job that they did in that thing. And these are people that are very wise and have been to school that is making real impact. So that's what I think. I think we need to just make sure we need to start repeating this. We need to Our curriculum does not have a choice than to
Okay.
improve.
Mr. Ashraf, I think that makes sense. No, this is actually very interesting. So you're thinking, you remember the case of this guy, was it in Lautech? So, and then he said he wants to collect his change from the university. Maybe you
Yes,
remember
yes,
that.
remember.
Uh,
Yes.
exactly. He said, the university owes him or something like that. Now, if we are trying to, I mean, this is actually a very interesting perspective. I mean, I'm paying you, right? So you can't tell me that once I'm done with the school system, then I'm left to myself. But maybe, and then Ashfield made a point. But before I even go to the point, look at someone like me now. I don't think the only time I worked in an office like that,
I
it
can't
was
hear the
during my
moderator very
cycle.
well. Oh. I can't hear him very well.
Oh, okay, wait. I think just hold on.
Okay.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think we can hear you now.
Okay, good. So now for someone like me now, I think the only time I did work in an office or in the corporate office was I think in 2018 in Benin, and I didn't even really last like that. Now the point is, I have never had a reason to search for jobs. I have always, always created opportunities for myself, like a very long time ago. Now, I think this is what part of what we have discussed. That you know what, you cannot necessarily wait for the government to, like give you a job. I mean, that is the reality now as at this time. So you waiting to say, government, no job. Like when someone says that to me, now I find it funny because it is as if I don't know what is called unemployment because I can always get myself employed. Now, I'm not going to put everyone on the same pedestal, but I think, given what we've discussed so far, is that we must come to terms with that reality. Like Antami said, skills rather than degrees. Now, after knew when I was taking courses at Harvard online, I took some Python classes and all that. I never had a background in computer science. Now, when I went back for a degree in computer science, I saw 500 level computer science students. They can't even write a single line of code. So I had
You
to
see?
talk to a few of them. I can teach you Python. I can teach you web development. 500 level
Mhm.
students. So
See?
what I was like, okay, so I was like, oh, I actually felt lucky that I'd gone for the skill even before I went for the degree. But now there's something I would like to try to see. Maybe I'm trying to disprove it, I don't know. But let's go back to the case of the guy who went to the university and said he wants to have exchanges and all that. Like Ashram also said,
We
like I
can't
know
hear
in
you
the school
again. No.
system. Now, can you hear me now?
I don't
Can
know
you
what
hear
you
me?
did the last time, but okay, it's getting better.
How about now?
Okay, it's better.
Okay, good. Now, you said we can't pay the school system. Why the school system cannot even guarantee that we'll make something useful out of it. And then you suggested maybe, well, why don't you go and learn mechanic? But then, when you, is it not that when you also go for apprenticeship, for example, would your boss be responsible for what happens to you after you have your freedom? I
Uh,
think no,
you,
that's
you, are shot, you shot yourself in the leg because
okay. Good. No. I'm even just asking. Like I said, it may sound
okay,
like I'm trying to disprove you, but I don't even think it's even disproving enough. All right. So
okay,
I'm just going back over that argument so that we just, people are listening. They may feel like, well, at least if the school says they can't even guarantee what happens to you after school, maybe it's the same thing with your boss. But now you said I shot myself in the leg. Can you just in a few minutes just explain how I probably
you
shot
went to
myself
Harvard
in the
now,
leg?
and now you are in Nigerian University teaching those guys code. So if you are talking about
But
my
then,
boss, your
but
success
then,
is
Ashraf, but then, Ashraf, I'm coming. Well, I did went to Harvard online, right? But I'll tell you that. Do you think it is every student that went that could do the things I could do? Now, take for example.
well,
Now there are
it's
people.
not everybody that will survive. I am very sure if they
Okay.
are bright enough to join that class, they will do something else better with their life. Some people do not even, okay, all these people that you met in that school now, probably 100, 200, just like they are in other schools around Nigeria. They don't have this, they are not doing that.
Okay,
So
fine. You mentioned
there are
bright.
some
Okay,
selected people
but you
that are using
mentioned.
their brain.
But
You are one of them.
wait. Some good. Some selected people who are using their brain. Do you think selected people who are using their brain amongst Nigerian students? Do you think they are really struggling in the struggling sense that we are talking about? Like, if you want to draw that equivalence of maybe smart students like myself, all right. So how about small students like myself in Nigerian universities? Do you think that they have this so crying of unemployment as well?
I do not get that.
Okay, fine. This is it now. Now I made mention of I'm trying to look at where the school is responsible. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Sheriff, are you with us? All right. Now we had a man who said the school owes him money. He paid the school system. Now he has no job. Now the school has to give him something. Now you also mentioned that the school system, that if you pay the school system and the school system cannot even guarantee what you will do with it, maybe the manner of a job or employment or something like that, then it doesn't make sense. And I try to draw inference that even if you say you are going to learn mechanic, you are still most likely going to face the same thing. Because if you go to learn mechanic, it is not your boss that is going to start getting you clients. You have to look for your clients yourself. Do you understand what I'm trying to
But
talk about?
but
So
do you
I'm
learn the
just
job? Do you learn the job or you did not learn the job?
when I learned the job.
Good. So in your school now that you are, that those guys are not learning the job, who do you blame? Is it that the lecturers come to class, they are giving them best curriculum in the world, the one that you use in Harvard, and the old student refuse to learn because they are dumb? Would that be is that what's going on?
No. Mr. Sherif wants to say something.
Mr. Ashraf, let me
Hmm?
tell you this. I am in higher education and student affairs administration, right? And if I do not know anything, I have an insider knowledge of how the US education is run, right? And
Mm-hmm.
let me be sincere with you. This message you are making us know that you are talking about social mobility, that
Mm-hmm.
education should be a social mobility where people move from one stage to other in terms of success. When you go to school, once you're done, you should be guaranteed of some success. But that has been discovered to be a myth, even in the US. That the fact that you go to university doesn't guarantee that you are going to have that social mobility, right? Because there's a lot of factors that are also causing a lot of problem for US students as well. Part of the problem is that they got a lot of predatory loans. You know, that once they graduated, it is difficult for them to actually pay back the loan. Another thing is the fact that research had shown the nexus between students who have access to internship opportunities, being able to secure job opportunities better than those who do not, go for internship opportunities, right? And if you look at the Nigerian situation so well, you would see that one of the many things that the Nigerian students are lacking is technical know-how. How many of them go for IT? It is only when I got to the US that I discovered that even those students in history, in political science, are going for internship. But in Nigeria, it is usually the science student, right? But what I'm bringing out right now is that a lot of universities across the world have their problems. But the difference is that at all times they are conducting assessment and evaluation of what their problem is. I told you the other time that universities in the US, either community colleges, either HBCUs, which is historically black colleges and university, either private institutions such as the Ivy League, you talk about Harvard, you talk about MIT, all of these universities of this world. What they are trying to do is, for instance, Harvard. At times, it's not about that Harvard University students are usually the best, but because Harvard has got great alumnus, right? Networking opportunities. When you graduated from Harvard, you are sure of securing job opportunities in great, great places, right? So these are what is happening around the world. But the main problem with Nigeria is that we have a problem with curriculum, right? Which is, that is a fact. We have the problem with the school. who is not putting up resources together to help the students. And the third one, we have the problem of the students too, who are also not willing and ready to learn, right? They just believe that once they are graduated from the university, it will guarantee them social mobility. All of these are myths, and it has been discredited. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sharif. So, from your point, and what I could deduce here is that we have a systemic problem. We have a systemic problem that cannot necessarily be isolated. Now, I think we have spent quite some time here, so I think we should just try to round up. Mr. Ashroff, you have any closing remarks?
Well, what I would say is that for me, I should say I'm a sociologist. Um, if you do not do some things right, you do not expect right outcome. So Peller was able to immediately. Peller was calling for masters. Me, I know that they are going to show up. So not because I'm a witch, but because I know what is going on. That people don't have job and people don't have education. They don't have good education. So these are already made us prone to stuff like that. So what I will say is that me, I won't tell people not to show up in that kind of disgraceful uh, settings. I will just
Okay.
say that we just need to sure that our education is standard.
Well, okay. Thank you so much. Mr. Sharif, you have any closing remarks?
Thank you. My closing remark would be that I think we are not going to get to the stage of advanced countries in terms of education, not even in 10 years, 20 years, right? Because
Okay.
those countries are still moving forward. They are not stopping. But all I could say is that we have been able to identify our problems. Our curriculum is bad. Our lecturers are not, they are not even staff training. In the US here, faculty are subjected to training at all times. Institutions are
Okay.
held accountable because if you are not going through all of these requirements being set by the government, and the agencies in terms of, you will not be able to get grants, you'll not be able to get funding, right? So universities are serving students here. In Nigeria, students are at the
I'm
lowest
sorry.
else. They are not serving the students. They are only seeing the
Exactly.
student as just a mere commodity, right? So if we are able to identify that, it beckons on the students to be able to identify these, and just go for that education where they had some other valuable things in their toolkit. They should go for other technical skills. IT skills is there, web design, all of these things, they should go and learn it. Again, as graduate of tertiary institutions in Nigeria, they should go and establish, they should leave Facebook, they should leave TikTok, they should go to LinkedIn. Let them set up a LinkedIn profile, right? And as for the universities, they should set up career center, entrepreneurship center that will help students to prepare for after college realities. This is very important, right? And for the society, we should lower our expectation. I've seen those who had gone to the university as that, of course, it is social mobility as a form of social mobility. So if they are not successful, if they have not secured a job, as if they have failed, they should lower that expectation. So this is my departing remarks. Thank you so much for this opportunity,
Please,
Mr. Moderator.
please, please, before you go, I want to ask a question. Now, I want to ask that if you have not been an entrepreneur, can you teach somebody else to be an entrepreneur? Because you said that you set up career service. If you don't have, if you all you have done is being a lecturer and reading notes in the class, you don't even know how car works,
So,
how to build a house. How are you
so
going to teach?
to quickly answer you, I think in the US here, um,
Mhm.
you do not necessarily have to have resources to take that thing. You can actually collaborate, form partnership with some certain organizations who are expert in that field, right? To be able to help you students. We have a lot of, online platforms that universities can actually, partner with to help their students integrate into entrepreneurial, mindset and the like. So this is what is happening in the US. Not necessarily you that you have all of these resources stack up together. Thank you.
Does that answer your question, Mr. Ash?
No, I think it's a discussion for another day. Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Anyway, so
I
Of
have so
course.
much to learn from Mr. Sharif because he's in somewhere that is that things are working very right. So there's so much to learn from him. So I know that probably some other time we'll talk about
So please let
how
us please
entrepreneurship
let us
cannot
have
work in
some other time to talk about higher education system in Nigeria. If I have the opportunity of probably becoming a minister of education today, I'll scrap a lot of things in Nigeria.
that would
I'll
be
actually
nice.
scrap a lot of things in Nigeria. For instance, I will not pay salaries of universities lecturer.
this is you see, there was a day I was having this thoughts. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will say Batariado ko ka
Yoruba
ko
kàwé rẹ.
bakawere. Like like so you're just literally, saying so it is even the teachers right from there that are even causing that problem. You
A
are
lot of,
fair. Once you read your book and you are smart, you are going to succeed. But once you don't, you are a failure. And the
yeah.
society treats you as such. And
Yeah.
we have some students. Now I was a brilliant student, you know. Go on. Now it was later I was now thinking, what is the reality of these students that are not as brilliant as we were? I would go home
Mm.
with my report card, smiling, happy, excited that I will be praised. I had some friends, I have some family members that know that, oh, it's a shame when they get home without their report card. Now, what is their reality like? Now, I've not found myself in that reality, but I'm telling you, I just say, Samson, Omo, Yeka Sira Benz, Yinka K, Yinka Sira Blackberry, Yinka Blood Blackberry, when we are seriously for jam. Poor that could not write anything. Wọ́n ní pé
Yeah.
Paul ti wà ní ṣe Belarus àbí Paul kẹ̀ which Paul? So their reality, so that means even them, we have ignited a certain anger in their mind. We have told them that they are not a part of society, they are cursed, they are unwanted. So Ashraf remembered when we went to the other day, the event we went to. So that means I cannot just decide to be a smart student to go and learn mechanic. I must have failed in school before I can now say, you know what, go and learn mechanic. So
See,
that means going to
that's
those,
I don't
so
think so.
that,
I don't think so. Those are the things
what's that?
they are putting
No,
in your head.
no, Mr. Ashraf, that's the reality of the society. Oh. Nobody,
No,
my
Okay.
no, we
parent,
were
my
there.
parent will not agree that I should go and learn mechanic when my mates are doing well in secondary school. It
I
has to be you have to
with the
go to
kind
school.
of
You have to
student
go to school.
with the kind of student I was in secondary school, if I told my father I want to learn mechanic, he will find somewhere and go and dip me in one certain of water like this boy must be cursed. Which of you call me Junani?
Oh, we're going to
Àṣàyè
learn.
ṣe é ni.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah,
But there are some
yeah,
students, even if they say they want to go to university, they say like go and learn mechanic. So
yeah, yeah.
by the time we make these skill acquisition places, by the time we make them like cost places for the unwanted, for the failed, how do you think they even see you
You
who was able to
don't call
pass
them
jam?
failed. Don't call them failed.
No,
Don't call
no,
them
I
failed.
am not
Because they
calling
did
them.
not
No, I
pass.
am not. No, I am not calling them failed. It is
Mm-hmm.
how. It is what is projected. It is what. It is
Okay,
how
okay,
they are perceived. Do you understand?
okay.
It is how they are perceived. All things being equal, if they had been smart in the academic studies, they would not have gone there at all. As a matter of fact, some parents even punish you. They think they are punishing you by making you to study, but to learn how to become a mechanic or carpenter. Some think they are actually making you suffer. They think they are punishing you. So by the time
We have made them feel that way. I am telling you, even if I was the one, if I first you succeed, I go do pass wetin Peller do.
Fair now. Èmi ò lè blame mi ò lè blame Pella láíláí bí ṣe máa blame
So
Pella.
we have Mr. Golan. Mr. Golan, we are done, but I don't know. You can just skip something in a few minutes. We are just talking about Peller, the educational system, those who went, but we are actually just rounding up. So you can just chip in something for us.
I don't have much to say. I was not really with you from the beginning. I just came in now. So I'm out of what you are saying. I don't really have much to say.
Okay.
Maybe next
Okay.
time I will join as early as possible.
All right. Moderator, where are you? Let's end this call.
Okay, so yeah, Mr. Sheriff, any other thing? Can we go now? And then
No,
we are going to
no.
see the
I
next
think
discourse.
until another time where we have
All
a
right.
beautiful conversation. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Welcome everyone. I will see
All
you in
right.
the next
Bye.
session.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Bye. Yeah.